I've got balls of steel.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Balls of Steel podcast. I am Onyx,
And I am Rumble.
and we both have balls of
Balls
steel.
of Steel.
So it's June, man, and
Yep.
I know this is like totally like left wing of us because usually I have a topic to talk about, but it's been 17 years since we've known each other now.
Dear God.
Yeah, I know, right? And I thought, seeing how June is basically our month, we talk about kind of how we met each other and, put all the honesty on the table.
Hmm.
So I remember meeting you around our YouTube days when there was a 5-star rating system
Mm-hmm.
and the internet was not a very cruel place. And you did non-commentary videos. You're the first thing that I watched you play was Duke Nukem.
Yep.
And I'll never forget it. I could tell that you were kind of goofing around in that one part when you're in the theater and you were in one of the bathrooms and you were looking at yourself in the mirror and you were doing the little kick dance. And I remember watching episode 1, and I was like, wow, this guy really knows his way around Duke Nukem 3D. Because when it came to Duke Nukem, for one, I always loved Duke Nukem. You know I did. I still do.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very hard to find your way around in some of the levels of Duke Nukem. Like, oh my lord, like it's kind of like how I memorize things from a game, and if because I know you're more of a visual learner than someone telling you what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, how long do you think it took for you to, like memorize how to get through Duke Nukem as fast as you do?
Oh, that's honestly a good question, because, like, and I don't mind really talking about this, but, like, growing up, my dad, my real dad, he was kind of a big Duke Nukem guy, and, like, I remember the time of playing Duke Nukem 3D before it became Atomic.
Hmm.
Because for those that don't know, just like classic Doom 1, it was known to have 3 episodes before it became Atomic, which had the fourth and all that. But
Yeah, I remember that.
I don't know. Like, I mean, because I remember like a long time ago, like being able to play the original Duke 3D and everything like that. And then um, I want to say one day, I want to say like one random day, because I had because I grew up with a certain console called the Nintendo 64,
Yeah, the
or
Nintendo
N64,
64. Yeah,
yeah.
great
And I remember
console.
like yeah. And I remember like a long time ago where I had owned the Duke 3D part of that, also known as Duke 64.
Hmm.
And I kind of remember like that, but even though like there were some slight changes to some levels compared to what 3D had, but I don't know. I guess you could say like the knowledge that I had from that, plus like the time of being able to play 3D originally, it's like I guess it wasn't that long, honestly.
Mm. But how long did it kind of take you to memorize levels from Duke Nukem?
uh, how long does it take? Again, that's a question I can't really give like a straight answer to, because because like I feel like it took a bit of time, but not for like a long ass time, if that makes any sense.
Is it one of those cases where when the level starts, you just visually in your head know to where to go?
Sort of, I guess. I mean, it's like if because like I like I said, I played the game quite a bit when I was young, and sort of, everything like that. I'm thinking to myself, like, oh, like, say, for example, I'm playing episode 1. I'm like, oh, I'm on Hollywood Holocaust. I'm on the roof. I have to, jump down by shooting a vent thing and all that. But I guess you can say that, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because
So,
I remember a couple of the first videos that you commented and watched of mine. Because I used to do non-commentary videos as well. Um, Specifically, like I did what was well. You met me around the time I was doing Spades Let's Plays,
hmm
and I wasn't really doing a lot of talking. I think you met me when I was playing Mega Man 6, which
Probably.
great freaking game. But you also commented the most when I did my wrestling reviews. When I did my reviews of like WWE Raw and WWE SmackDown, and I kept like poking you with a stick to try and get yourself a microphone because I was like, dude, I really think that you would get more views if you talked in some of your content. And you were like, oh, I don't know about that. I'll see if I feel like it. Because funny thing is, everyone, Rumble's had the same fucking voice all this damn time. Like, I'm not kidding. My voice has gotten deeper as I've gotten older, but his has stayed exactly the fucking same. like, like, uh, like just trying, because I remember how stubborn you were about trying to get a microphone. Because even still to this day, you're kind of self-conscious about your voice. Um, be, I mean, you've gotten better, but
Yeah.
you did used to really not like your voice. Like you were just like, oh, I'd have to concentrate on what I would say during the stuff that I play, and I like to concentrate. And I'm like, yeah, I get you. I'm the same way. And I don't know what did it. Like, you just randomly one day got a damn microphone and you wanted to do a review on wrestling around the time, and kind of the rest of it is just history. Like, we just talked a lot, and we didn't game as much together. The funny thing is we started gaming together more around the time that literally you got the PlayStation 4 from me, because it
hmm
was very, very hard for, you know, two people that live nowhere near each other to actually play games together.
Right.
Because the funny thing is, we've known each other now for 17 years, and we have never met each other in real life. But
Yeah.
yet, we know each other better than probably a lot of families do. Like, you know certain things about me, and I know certain things about you. And the funny thing is, we're very alike in a lot of ways. The only difference is mostly just our upbringing, but that we're not going to dox ourselves. No. Um, but yeah, our upbringings were very different, but we kind of mixed together and made this weird little pact with each other where wherever I go, you go, and it's literally just like that. It whatever I do, you tend to ask questions about it, and then you end up doing it. Hell, that was kind of the thing when it came to Bloodborne.
Mm.
Like, I knew for a fact that you would love Bloodborne, and you were like, "Oh, maybe I will. I don't know. I'll think about it." See, that's the thing. That's one of your favorite phrases is, "I'll think about it." Yet sooner or fucking later, you do it. Like, I remember that you thought I was crazy when I said that you would be able to memorize Elden Ring. And you were like, "Oh, I don't know about that. It's very open. It's very open world, and Bloodborne's more linear. I know what to do about that." And You know that's how you fucking sound when you ramble like that. You don't want me to talk about what you used to think about Souls games, but now it's like you give this boy Bloodborne, he knows how to play it. Like he does. Like if there was one person I know that I never needed to carry through Bloodborne, it would be Rumble. Like I'm gonna tell you, I'd say about maybe like the first couple playthroughs, yeah, I carried him a little through it because he's my friend. I'm gonna make sure that he has like a smooth run, but at the same time, I'm gonna let him make his own decisions. And if he decides he wants to make his own decisions, he'll go through the consequences of those decisions. And he did, because Rumble's stubborn. And he's become a better gamer due to it. You know, and let me tell you, Elden Ring, you were totally wrong. You were totally fucking wrong, and you had swallow your pride and admit it because you said you wouldn't be able to play Elden Ring by yourself. I mean, of course, there's like some bosses that still kick your ass, and they kicked my ass too. Anything past Fire Giant, which one day we will continue with our Elden Ring conversation. We will to the people that are watching / listening. We
Yeah.
probably will do that either in the next episode or August, one of those two. I don't know. But yeah, like you've come a long way when it comes to Souls games in particular, because like I said, you didn't think you'd be able to do it.
Yes, I will say that like I had doubts. I mean, because like but like I still kind of say this is true because anyone would know this. I know even you would say it as well.
Mm,
But yes, between like Bloodborne and Elden Ring, it's like yes, Elden Ring is open world. Bloodborne is linear. It was like a little bit of side stuff here and there.
mm.
Um, Now, yes, like over time, and like yes, I have kind of learned about certain things and all that. Now, do I know every single thing off the top of my head? Like if I was like oh, I'm gonna close my eyes, do this that, and the other.
Oh no, no,
Not
of
really,
course not. No.
but like I know some shit at to say the very least. I know some shit.
Yes,
Like I
he
know like
is a 100% Bloodborne hunter, just like me.
yes, if I was to choose between the two, I probably would say I would probably do Bloodborne a bit more, even though like I have done everything in that game to the point where it's like I've actually kind of transitioned to Elden Ring because I think I
Mm,
might have talked about this in some of my streams here and there, but yes, even every now and then, like when I'm not doing anything on stream, I'll pretty much be on Elden Ring and I'll probably be like playing as certain characters, maybe like looking for certain things, or overall maybe just like sending my gold summon sign out to the summoning pools and trying to help out people as much as I can, and all that, and just going from there.
mm.
So
Because, like, for example, I could mention any boss in Bloodborne, and you would know exactly how to deal with it. You would know what kind of weapon to use, if you should use fire paper or bolt paper. Like for example, cleric beast. How would you defeat cleric beast?
well, cleric boost. I mean, yeah, it's like at most, definitely like fire of some sort would definitely be nice. Definitely, especially if you had fire paper and you have maybe like a um, I want to say like like maybe like this beginning starting weapons at most because I think
Hmm.
those would be pretty nice. And just go to town.
Yeah, because of the serratedness of you know, uh, the cleaver or the saw spear, because
Yeah.
serrated stuff does more damage to beasts.
Hmm.
Um, I still think that we had like the same first like minor roadblock when we played like between our two first playthroughs of Bloodborne, which was the Bloodstar Beast. That was one of our first um, minor roadblocks.
Yes.
Yeah, simply because old Sally Skin Flaps, has that phase too where she poisons everything in her general direction.
Yeah.
I spit in your general direction. Actually, no, it's fart in your general direction. Even still, it's a Monty Python's reference. F off. Um, and then I'd say our other roadblock would probably have been Shazzy Arnhem. Because that's like 3 versus 1 if you play it the regular way.
Yeah, especially on the fact, when they like to do to shoot the fire or bring out the giant snake boils.
Yeah, the giant snake. Yeah, the giant python. um, but yeah, let's get back into the past though, because I was more of a Mario Nintendo guy, while you were a Sonic guy.
Kinda. Because I'd say like it depends on the situation at hand. Because the thing about me is because I mentioned Nintendo 64, right? But like
Hmm.
I grew up with that console for a good long while before I even somehow got my very first PlayStation console of some sort. Even when it came to the PS2 and 3 and even PS4, for example.
Mm.
Cause yeah, like I didn't really have like a whole lot of the systems growing up. I just remember having being able to like play like certain things here and there.
Yeah,
And most of the time, I would say that if I was to play anything of the classic stuff back then, it would be it would be via emulation,
of course.
which
Yeah, because emulation is technically the future of gaming to me.
yeah, I mean, cause like because yeah, like I didn't really have like the whole ability to play or like own a whole lot of consoles back then. And, like emulation was the thing that um allowed me to play certain things I never got to do before. And
Mm.
before I started doing like console streaming and everything like that, it's like yeah, I would often do like emulation streams where playing on my PC or whatever, and like I'd be playing like some ROM hacks or mods or something like that at most before I had, especially and one of them of course being Sonic, to where I used to do a thing where I had like this random ass special little stream segment thing
Sega
that
Sonic
I used to do
Saturdays.
called yeah, Sega Sonic Saturday, yeah, where like on
Hmm.
Saturdays during my active week of streaming, I would stream pretty much nothing but Sonic related stuff. Whether it be like normal games, ROM hacks, fan games, or even something that may somehow being like on a Sega console or some sort.
So I have to ask, what made you automatically think about it being with Sonic? Like, what triggered you to start with Sonic the Hedgehog in terms of, Sega games?
Well, I mean, as you know, Sonic's the classic game, and that was like and of course, Sonic was like, Sega's mascot, like how Mario is with Nintendo.
Hmm.
And I was thinking to myself, like, well, let's see what it's like and everything like that. And that's, kind of, I guess you say, like, overall, the curiosity piqued my interest of what was known to be a mascot for a certain company, and, it went from there.
What's your favorite Sonic power up?
Favorite Sonic power-up?
Correct.
Uh, I have to probably say, well, I mean, hmm, I'm trying to think because I'm thinking about it in shield terms, but
Yeah.
if I was to pick like a favorite shield of mine, I would probably say the lightning shield because you can go get like a little double jump.
I was
Um,
literally about to say, yeah, that's my favorite as well because also the rings are magnetized to it.
yeah, that's also another thing because sometimes you might not be able to get all the rings by normal means and everything like that.
Hmm.
But
Yeah,
I
that's
guess
why I like it too.
yeah, but I guess if I had like a second shield power up that I liked, I guess it'd probably be the bubble shield because if I could do the brrrr, the crazy ass bouncing.
Yeah. Also, the lightning shield can let you use a double jump type of thing too, which
Yeah,
is
that's I
pretty
think that's
cool.
what I was talking about. Yeah, I think that's what I was talking about. Yeah, but it's definitely pretty cool and handy and everything like that. But yeah,
Do you have a favorite actual side character?
side character. That's honestly a good question because like I'm because like because there's always like Sonic Tails and Knuckles,
Correct.
and of course, there's like the whole situation, like maybe like, like Amy Rose, Metal Sonic, Eggman slash Robotnik, but
Then there was like Shadow, then Rouge, then of course there
Fang,
was, yep. Then there was Team Chaotix, where it had
yeah,
the chameleon, the alligator, and the bee.
yeah, I think it was like I want to say it was like SPO,
Yep, SBO.
Charmy,
Hmm.
um, I want to say Vector or Vector or something like that for the alligator, but I can't remember.
Hey, that's pretty good. I didn't say their names for a reason because I wanted to see if you knew them, but you did great. Really, really good. And then of course there's like Silver. He was introduced in Sonic 2006, that dreaded piece of crap game. Um, but yeah, out of all those side characters, like which one do you like the most? Because mine, it'd probably be either Shadow the Hedgehog or Knuckles.
Uh, let's see. Well, I guess if I'm talking about it from a man's perspective, I'd say probably Rouge because I think you can understand why.
You like the bad booba. I'm
Yeah,
messing with you. That's just a
yeah,
joke,
I know.
everybody.
Yeah, yeah. But I don't know. Like, I don't know. I guess like I guess like some of the things I would say is probably like Rouge, Shadow, maybe a little bit of Sally Acorn at most.
Ah, Sally Acorn from Sonic SATM back in the day.
Yeah, I think maybe because like part of it is because of like I guess you could say like part of it is because of the ROM hacking side from of her perspective.
You have a favorite Sonic game?
Favorite Sonic game? That's honestly a bit of a good question. I would say I probably would say something along the lines of like Mania would be up there, but if I was to do something below that,
Yeah, Mania is
I
a bit of a cheat because that kind of takes all of the good stuff from the old Sonic games and like puts it into a big giant bag. Even though
well,
I
true.
I do love how Sonic Mania has gotten so much praise over the years, which maybe one day I'll revisit it. There's a specific reason why, and you already know why. I haven't played it
Yeah,
for a while, but we
I
won't
know.
be
Yeah.
getting into that into the podcast. Yeah.
But I guess if I was to go from something below that, I probably would say Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
Yeah, I was about to bring up Sonic 3 because I love Sonic 3 and all the stuff that you can do in it, including the racing mode side games with like alternate maps. Um,
Yeah.
which that was a pretty good little side thing. Mine would probably be either Sonic 3 and Knuckles or Sonic 3D. The Sonic 3D, even though it can be a really complicated game for some people, if you want to get like the right ending and stuff like that, it's a very, very fun game.
I think I remember playing a little bit of Sonic 3D, but I never really like. I'm not gonna say like it's like a bad game or whatever, but it's just I remember like I just remember like it was a part of like the whole like Sega Genesis collection stuff like that. And I kind of remember
Correct.
like fiddling around with it at times, but never really played the full thing, to go to get really an honest opinion on it.
One day, though, I'd like to see if you could try out Sonic 3D Blast because Sonic 3D Blast, even though it's not really a perfect game, it was it was literally like a 3D type of thing with Sonic, especially like collecting the flickies and just a lot of the level design was pretty cool. It was mostly just clunky, but the level designs and the music, depending on which version you play, is really really good.
Yeah,
Um,
I think I have that for the Sega Genesis and Mega Drive Classics collection. So it's a maybe somewhere down the road. Because I mean I kind of stopped doing I installed that thing like a long while back. Even though like I used to still do like the whole like Sega Saturday thing and all that. But
mm,
we'll have to wait and see at most. I mean, because it could be a thing.
Because I mainly liked Sonic 3D due to the past and future parts of it. Because it always like changed a lot of the play styles of a lot of the levels. Plus, there was the whole thing with Metal Sonic and Sonic 3D, which was pretty cool. Um, but we got to give an honorable mention to Sonic Pinball, like Sonic
Oh,
Spinball. Yeah,
awesome.
man. Even though it was a hard game, Sonic Spinball was fun. And then, of course, I got to give an honorable mention to Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, Sonic's version of Tetris. Oh man, just some of the games, man. It's just so cool.
Yeah, I mean, now you talk about them, and I'm thinking to myself, it's like because yeah, I have tried Sonic Spinball. And it's like I guess like it's okay in a certain perspective, but it's like to me, it fucks with my mind in a way.
Yeah, that's why I made it an honorable mention because it was it was a curve in the weird spectrum of field in terms of games, like just game development. Um, but yeah, it was a thing. I got another topic though here that I have to bring up to you. Batman.
Batman.
So you've been playing a lot of Batman lately.
hmm
What got you into Batman the first time of your life?
Um, I guess because I used to watch like a lot of the classic movies back then. Not talking about like like the old like Adam West Batman, but more or less stuff from like beyond that. And I guess like I don't know, it just kind of piqued my interest and everything like that, and I wanted to try it out and everything. And I think I remember like at one point in time where I sort of got introduced to the Arkham games.
Do you have a favorite Arkham game?
City.
Mine is Asylum.
I mean, Asylum's not bad, but like that was kind. But to me, like, and this just my 2 cents. But I feel like City is something that's a bit better than Asylum. But like I get like I kind of get like the aspect of the Asylum part. It's like like Batman's trapped in there. It's like people's like this is where you belong. And,
You remember that? Yeah. So
yes.
funny thing is to everybody listening here, I used to joke around about Asylum to where Batman is a guy that's dressed as a bat. He deserves to be in there with the other loonies. And I used to joke around about that a lot. So I'm actually surprised that you brought that up because that triggered an old memory of mine there. I guess I liked Asylum because it was more of like a linear version of what would become almost, with quotes, almost open world with Batman Arkham City.
I
Uh,
mean,
but I did always like just some of the aspects of Asylum more. Like the battle modes were pretty good. Especially, I think in like an alternate version of Asylum, there was a Joker mode, correct? Where you could play as the
uh,
Joker and you could fight people in like a side
well,
game.
I'm trying to think of like the only thing I know about a Joker in Arkham Asylum is um there's like these little like side mission things like there's like side things you can do where it's be like like a beat 'em up thing or
Yeah, that's
a
what I'm
stealth
talking about.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can do a thing of that as Joker, and there's also like a thing for Batman as well. Like they each have their own like styles and things like that, and you have to go from there.
Wasn't there like one version of Asylum where in the side mission beat 'em up thing, you had like an alternate costume for Batman?
Uh, I honestly don't know off the top of my head because like in my head, like Asylum didn't really have a whole lot of skins compared to like what
Oh yeah,
City
City
and
had tons. Yeah, like
yeah, yeah, because like
oh my
City and
god.
Night are the ones that come to my mind as far as like different skins go, and Asylum is like the one where it's like the only thing that would be quote unquote different is what is the wear and tear of the bat suit.
Yeah, because I know that there was so many costumes back in the day for City. There's even some you can't even get anymore because
Yeah.
the old version of City, you used to be able to connect to like other like apps and games to get certain skins. Um, versus the Arkham City that we have now, where it's more about like what you unlock and things of that nature. Like
More or less.
there was even skin packs that you could buy off of the store to get different bat suits. Um, because I'm trying to think. I know that there was one of my favorite old suits that you could get for Batman in Arkham City was the Sinestro Corpse.
Oh yes, that's also yeah, that's the thing that you can be able to get in thing in Arkham City itself because
Mm.
yeah, I remember like at one time whenever I was doing a stream of that and you were saying and I kind of chose it at random. I was like, because and everything like that. I remember like you were saying that, but yeah, that is one thing that you can be able to get in like the Return to Arkham game, especially for City.
And then another one I liked was the Thomas Wayne Batman suit from Flashpoint, which I don't know if that's an unlockable suit for this version of Arkham City, but I know it was in the past Arkham City. Um,
That's a good question. I mean, because like I think there's like an even amount of skins for
oh
Arkham
yeah,
City
yeah, because
and
in
everything.
old school Arkham City, like I said, you could connect your Warner Brothers account
Hmm.
to your Arkham City with like different apps and such, and you could unlock suits that way.
Yeah.
It was kind of the same thing for old school Injustice, the old school version of Injustice. Um,
Yeah, just as well.
yeah. Um, now if we're going to talk about Batman, we have to talk about Injustice because I know you've been playing Injustice. What got you into Injustice?
Um, God, I'm trying to think because that's kind of another good question, honestly.
You
I
know,
guess
I'm good with my questions.
I guess in a way the whole like well, I guess in a way, right? That it probably might have been because of Injustice being like like a DC Mortal Kombat game.
Mm,
Um, because I remember a long time ago when there was the whole Mortal Kombat versus DC universe, which I know a lot of people don't like, but it really got me curious. And it made because the one random ass thing about me is I kind of sometimes like when worlds collide.
oh yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. I can
yeah, and
understand that.
everything. But yeah, so yeah, it's like it was yeah, Mortal Kombat versus DC universe. It got me curious, and I think like, I remember one random day where it's like I was seeing something on YouTube about like a game called Injustice, and I was like, oh, let's kind of, let's see what this is about, and everything. And I think like the one thing, I think probably like another thing that kind of got me sort of intrigued was like the alternate realities that
Yes.
game had.
I love the story for Injustice because really in the weirdest sense of way, a lot of it was Joker's fault.
Yeah.
Because in case people don't know, Joker ends up getting killed by Superman because Superman's under a weird little um what would you put it? Mind
Uh,
trance or something
something like that. Because I think like,
where he thinks that it's Joker that he's killing, but it's really Lois. And
well, hold
it's
on, I'm trying to think because I'm sort of remembering. I think I want to say that it was like, oh god,
Was
one
it
random part I want to
Scarecrow?
say was actually no. Hold on. It was one of Superman's most like common villains that I think that he thought was who he was fighting, but it was actually Lois.
Yes.
And I want to say like either it was like fucking Darkseid or that big like motherfucker.
Yeah. And he had accidentally killed Lois instead. And
Hmm.
because of how much it made him crack, he ended up killing Joker.
Yeah, and also like
Yeah. I had it a little
apparently
mixed up
Lois
there,
was
yeah.
pregnant too.
Yes, she was, and that's what made it even more dark, yeah.
Yeah.
And I understand the cool concept it was with MK versus DC, but its execution could have been so much better. But I think that they gave us Injustice as an I'm sorry for that. Even though I will say
Maybe.
this, Catwoman was hotter in MK versus DC. Them Yetis, man. Them kitty Yetis. And man, if anybody's gotten this far in the podcast, hashtag kitty Yetis. Um, because come on, do you really think I wasn't going to bring up Catwoman and her interesting wearing of attire? Come on, it's out there. If anybody thinks I'm doing, a bad thing by bringing that up, come on, you clearly have not even read DC Comics. Come on, man. Um, but yeah, it's the whole story with Injustice though was very well done. I do think that the story of Injustice 2 could have been a little bit better, but I mean, where were you going to go from there? Because when it comes to Superman and his story in Injustice 1, it made complete utter sense that he would go completely off his ringer.
I mean, I guess in a way, like to each strong, because like I say like whenever I got Injustice 2, like I was curious about like how they're going to do the story because it's like fucking Injustice 1 where it's like a time paradox thing, and
Hmm.
so, like certain characters are in alternate reality versions where it's like you see Green Lantern become Yellow Lantern, you
Hmm.
see Harley Quinn becoming someone who's for good, and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And all that other stuff. And it was just like, and I was kind of wondering, I was like, how would they do Injustice 2, which seemingly seems to be like, oh, we see like what happened to, Superman and also with Supergirl. I think it's
Hmm.
like, oh, well, like, we go from like the alternate thing, and all that stuff.
Plus, the whole spiral with Batman was interesting too.
Yeah.
So, tell me the story of Injustice 2.
Oh gosh. The best way I can kind of think of it is, Um, It's kind of like a thing about like how we see Kal-El, aka Superman, and everything, and it's pretty much from what I can say is like we see what happens to Cal's planet, of where he came from, right?
Yeah.
And we found out that there was a second rocket that was supposed to be going at the same place as for rocket number one, but I think like a meteor or something like that kind of fucked everything up, and we find out that Brainiac was pretty much doing his thing like oh, I'm collecting worlds, and getting all the intelligence and things like that and everything, and
Yeah, I remember that.
um yeah, and it's like at some point in time, like we see him try to like come to Earth and everything, and trying, to like find Superman, also claim everyone in the world and all that. And Superman is pretty much still behind bars, in his little like special prison area. But there's also like slightly more like more heroes stuff like that Injustice One didn't have.
Yeah.
And try to figure out like what can we do, and then ended up being where Batman releases Superman to hopefully, kind of get everyone back together and hopefully come, united for a common good. But then in the end, Superman's like, we should kill him and do this, that, and the other, and then everything falls apart, and then um, Superman ends up getting banished to, I think it's like the Phantom Zone.
Yeah, the Phantom Realm. Yeah.
Yeah, that little area, and we find and Supergirl finds out, the truth about like everything that's been going on.
Yeah. I do like how they portrayed Supergirl in Injustice 2.
Yeah, I mean, it was something to say least. I mean, also on the fact that like there's like some of the alternate like characters slash skins that come forth because like because with Supergirl, yeah,
Wasn't one of the alternate skins for someone Superman Red Sun?
uh,
Russian
well, I
Superman?
think that was I want to say that was in Justice One, but
Okay, that was
I,
Injustice 1. Okay.
yeah, I think it was Injustice One, but like I know that like for Injustice Two, like for Superman, you can play as Bizarro Superman.
I do remember that.
Um,
Yeah, Bizarro Superman was a
yeah,
pretty good concept for the games.
yeah. And I do know that for Supergirl, you could play as Power Girl.
Yep, and I love Power Girl.
Yeah, and for Cheetah, you can play as Vixen,
Hmm.
and everything. And for Captain Cold, you can play as Mr. Freeze.
Yeah. Because the funny thing is I remember a lot of the skins from Injustice 2, but the funny thing is I never played Injustice 2. I only played Injustice 1.
I'd say, in my opinion, at least, like there's more stuff you can do in Injustice 2 versus 1,
Hmm.
especially on the fact of like when you have like the interactions with the characters, because like it's always because like when Injustice 1, it's like always the same. It's like oh, like Catwoman comes in, she does her thing. Batman comes in, he does this thing and all
Hmm.
that, and just like I say like Injustice 2, in my opinion, was a little bit better than 1, but but you can say about like certain other things, were better than the others. So,
Oh yeah, of course, of course.
yeah.
Um, so let me see. Is there any other um, Batman games that you like to play? Because I know that you've been playing lately the Telltale game,
Uh,
which I
well,
might actually have to play that myself too.
I mean, I will say that, like, I haven't really had a chance to play any other Batman game stuff. I mean, because I was still kind of, like, honestly a bit iffy about playing a Telltale game because, and I hate to kind of go down that road, but I used to kind of have a bit of a situation that happened a long time ago where I did like a video review type of thing of Back to the Future
Yep,
Telltale game,
I remember
and
that.
I tried to reach out to them, to help me out, but they pretty much gave me like the cold shoulder, and I was like, well, I don't know if I want to play another Telltale game ever again, but. But I guess you feel like time has passed, and I'm just like, well, let's see what's happened and all that. But yeah,
Yeah, I get you. I
so
completely get you. Because there's been a couple creators in my past that have given me cold shoulders, and I completely understand what you mean.
yeah.
Um, but I'm trying to think though, because we've talked about. Oh, I know. What about your start with Doom back in the day?
Well, with my start back with Doom back in the day, I mean, because I said this a lot, but when it came to my first Doom experience, it was with Doom 64 because
Hmm.
I used to have, because like I said I had Doom 64. I had Nintendo 64 for a good long while, and I didn't have
And
a
Doom
PC.
64 is your favorite Doom game.
Yes.
Hmm.
Um. Yeah. So basically, like Doom 64 was the first Doom game that I ever experienced in the Doom universe.
Hmm.
Um. And I think like sometime after I had graduated and I had gotten a computer of my own for like a graduation present type thing, I met some people through the internet, and I remember used to playing like I remember used to do a thing where it's like I would play Duke matches online with random people,
Hmm.
and there was this one person, I forget his username, but I know, but the best way I can kind of describe him is his name is he's known as Paul, But Paul was known to give me a lot of the classic Doom IWAD and stuff like that back in the day, and that's how I managed to kind of slowly but surely experience what it was like to play classic Doom for how it is and everything before even like leading up to what Doom 64 was.
Mm-hmm.
And I still remember this time where I got to experience PSX Doom, which is basically the PlayStation version of Doom.
Yeah,
And
that was an interesting port too.
yeah, so randomly but funny enough, I thought that PSX Doom had like everything under like one game because I thought I thought it was like an episodic based thing where it's like, oh, you could play, Ultimate Doom or you go to or Doom 2 and like maybe like be like have like some sort of a continuous thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because that's what I thought about for a long while, and then when I got into PSX Doom a little bit more, I'm thinking to myself, oh my god, did they try and do what Doom 64 did? Because I thought, because I don't mind talking about this either, but like I literally thought PSX Doom came out like after Doom 64. Like I thought Doom 64 was like the first thing, and then PSX Doom came out after sometime
Oh
afterwards.
no 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 no.
Yeah, that's that. I mean, you gotta put two and two together and think about how those two games are, you know.
Poor
But
Teen
yeah.
Rumble. Oh, he needed a hug after that.
I mean, I wasn't like upset about it or anything like that. It's kind of like I guess you say it fascinated me
Oh yeah yeah yeah. Now I have
because like it,
now I have to ask this question though. What's your favorite port of Doom, not counting Doom 64?
well, uh, if I had to say, it probably would be PSX Doom because it's got like the slight horror, but it still remains classic.
The only thing that bothered me about PSX Doom was the cover art. Because the cover art for PlayStation Doom didn't make any sense to me. Because, Doom guy, he's a space marine.
Mm.
And on the cover of PlayStation Doom, he looked like this redneck motherfucker shooting demons. Like, no. Like, just no. Because, yeah, PSX Doom was pretty good. Um, but it's really hard for me to put two and two on like what my favorite port would be because a lot of different Doom ports had different things too, but they also lacked a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Like for example, in terms of soundtrack, you're gonna hate me for this, but
Mm.
3DO Doom.
I mean, I wouldn't say I hate you because I think I have like a way to play the 3DO Doom, and it's not too bad on my opinion. Like,
Now the gameplay of 3DO Doom is absolute trash,
mm,
but the soundtrack is very good.
yeah, I can agree with
Now in terms of the gameplay, yeah, I'd probably have to go with PSX Doom. Like I can agree with that.
it.
Now the one port that surprised me was Super Nintendo Doom, but it was bad though.
Yeah, I think
But the
if I remember,
but the
go ahead.
fact that Doom was put on a Nintendo system blew my fucking mind as a kid. Because we're talking about Nintendo, as in Mario Nintendo.
Hmm.
And you can play Doom on that? Hell, I remember when I had a calculator that could play Doom. Oh my god. God, I
Yes.
missed that graphic calculator. But I had a graphic calculator that could play Doom, and that was so fun. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Helped
Yeah.
me get through really bad math classes, I'll tell you that.
Okay, so you brought up that, and I'm just remembering a video that I saw from this YouTuber by the name of Decino,
Hmm.
because he's known to be like a Doom. I want to say that he's known to be like a Doom uh, type of person, where
Connoisseur.
like he does like analysis videos and other things like that. And I remember he did a video about the steps, like about like how you can build like the certain type of steps that you can be able to do in the game, from like the classic slow moving steps to like the fast turbo steps and everything.
Hmm.
And I remember him doing a thing where he was talking about this little rare random bug that you can be able to do was the steps.
Hmm.
Because apparently if you do like certain things, you can be able to make like a certain step do random ass stuff, from either like being very glitchy, or being like a damaging floor, or being tagged as like a secret, or being some sort of a way to sort of speed run the map a little bit quicker to be somewhat like a death exit. And I think he said in his video that the Super Nintendo part of Doom made it from its own engine. Like it's made, like it had like a completely different engine from all the
Yeah,
other
it had a
games.
completely different engine. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
It because it had so many issues like loading in certain things. Like I remember that. And
Yeah.
oh Lord though. Oh Lord though.
Yeah, I want to say like the one, probably the one of the infamous parts, but I want to say it's probably from that, but the green blood.
Yes, like you could change. Like I know there was like some versions of Doom that were created by other people in WADs, where it gave you the option to change the blood color. Like that was pretty cool. Um, Now I have to say though, I think the last thing we should talk about here is what things you loved about Doom 64 and what things you didn't like about Doom 64.
Hmm.
Because I think that's only fair.
What I loved and what I hated. Hmm. I I can't really say that I hated a lot of it, but if I had to pick something, I would say that I would say the final boss, the mother demon, if you will. It
Mm.
was a nice new thing, but some of the attacks were kind of absolute bullshit.
To people that don't know what he's talking about, you're going to have to look it up, but I know exactly what he means. Yeah, she was very
Uh-huh.
unfair.
Yeah.
I'd say if I had to choose something is I wish there was a feature to turn music on and off.
Mm.
Because even though I love the ambience of Doom 64, I would have loved some type of remixed music from the original Doom in there.
Mm.
Like that would have been cool to me. The combination of music and ambience from Doom 64 would have been pretty cool. I think that would have been a pretty cool feature. Um, I wouldn't say that I hated it though, but it would have been a bit of a game changer for me. So, what stuff did
I
you
mean, it would have
like?
been.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, it would have been interesting to see, like, of like having like some sort of music ability, because like I'm thinking about like the newer port, okay, it also knows like the Kex port, or Doom plus Doom 2 and everything like that. I'm thinking to myself, like, imagine like having like something like a remix of like classic Doom songs, and being able to have it around that, or do something similar like that.
Yeah. Now, when it comes to the stuff you liked about Doom 64, what did you like about it?
That's a good one. I'd have to say probably the one thing that comes to my mind right off the bat is that it had a better chainsaw.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I could agree
Yeah,
with that.
because for those who don't know, in original Doom there was there's only like one chainsaw blade thing, but in Doom
Mm.
64 there was two, and it actually It was actually like I feel like more powerful than the classic version itself, and you can go like kind of stun lock some bigger enemies better versus what classic Doom would do.
Exactly. Yeah. What about the model
Um,
designs too? Did you like the model designs? Like, for example, the pinkies were different in Doom 64 than the other Dooms.
I mean, for what they were going for, like, yeah, I mean, I didn't really mind it. It's like, because because like Doom 64 was gonna be like the horror thing and everything like that, and I was like, yeah, it's definitely nailing what it did, even though like, I guess that's not about this is probably the one thing I can also put into another thing that I hate
Hmm.
is the pain elemental in Doom 64 versus classic.
I didn't think about that.
I was just remembering this and everything like that too, and also again, and once again, shout out to Decino because I remembered him doing a thing about Doom 64, and there's things that kind of remember in my mind because between the pain elementals and like classic Doom versus 64, the pain elementals are more dangerous, not just because of how they shoot two lost souls, but there's also more to it than that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because basically, in a nutshell, think of you know how like in classic you can be able to like get up in the pain elemental's face and you can pretty much like stop it to where it's like it won't really spit out lost souls
Yeah.
or at least like it'll probably like maybe do that. Well, in 264, if you try and do that, then you're pretty much like asking for like a barrel explosion right in your face.
Yeah. Like I remember that. Yeah. Because
Yeah.
now I have to say though, what were your thoughts on the Unmaker?
It was an interesting weapon for sure, but after learning about it a bit more and seeing how powerful it's become, I thought it was a nice little addition, and it made me wonder what it would have been like had it came into Doom sooner rather than later.
Mm.
Because supposedly, in
Because I think still to this day, people compare the Unmaker to the BFG.
mm, kinda, I mean, like because I would say like in a way, like if you were like, oh, which one would you want better? I mean, like the BFG or the Unmaker, well, I'd say it depends on like it depends on like on like the level of
Hmm.
the Unmaker because for one with the BOG it takes like it takes like a hefty amount of cell ammo, while as the Unmaker takes pretty much like like one thing, just like how it would be for like a pistol shot or a shotgun shot, just only it goes just like one thing, right?
Hmm.
Well, if you fully upgrade the Unmaker, it could be more powerful, and also it can probably it can take down things a little bit more quicker, maybe even stun lock them a bit more better than what the BUG could do in terms of like Doom 64 wise.
And to the people listening at home, how do you upgrade the Unmaker?
So in Doom 64, there are these new things called demon keys or demon artifacts. What you do is you go around the campaign, which basically they are in secret levels for the most part, from what I can remember, and you get those, and there's three of them. So like so you get all three keys, and if you have an unmaker, then you have a pretty powerful weapon. But not only does it like power up the unmaker weapon, but it also will close a special thing that's in the end of where you fight the Mother Demon, aka Final Boss,
Mm.
where basically like you have these teleported things where like it has like a lot of demons coming in, and those keys will help close those, and you can be able to bring out the boss sooner rather than later.
Correct. Um,
Uh,
was there other things that you liked about Doom 64?
let's see. I guess the minus addition of certain enemies like the Revenant and the Archvile, for example.
Oh God, Arch.
um, and I guess like the overall look and feel of the game. It was dark. It was different, and
The
you
lighting,
know, and
yeah.
yeah, and it was like just the overall like feeling of how things were from like classic Doom, and then comparing it to like Doom 64 and everything.
Yeah. Because originally Doom 64 was my favorite Doom game, but then Doom 2016 came out, and oh yeah. Oh, fuck it, yeah. But we will talk about those in another topic when we talk about FPS games. But yeah, 17 years, Rumble.
hmm
Can you believe it, man?
It's something to say at the very least.
Jeez, man. Well, I'm glad you're still in my life, and glad you're still in my corner in terms of support. I do deeply appreciate you.
hmm
But would you like to close out this podcast, my friend?
I suppose I can. So, on behalf of Onyx, we appreciate you guys tuning in to another installment of the Balls of Steel podcast and everything. And if you like what you see or heard in this case, feel free to subscribe to our, to the YouTube channel and everything for future, installments and whatnot. And also feel free to follow us individually because we have our own YouTubes and have our own Twitches and everything, and we stream a lot, and we hang out a lot of times and everything. And until we see y'all in the next video, live stream, or even podcast for that matter, please take care of yourselves and have a good week, weekend, or whatever comes your way.
Yeah, we'll see you later, everyone.